Hello, and welcome back to Manny Reads Comics, where I take a book from my pull list and I recap/review it. Today I have Robin number 2, which is not too bad. It's pretty good. It's not the best issue. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, but it's not bad. It's only a 6.5 just because it's an introduction. Um, it kind of gives me like those, I don't know, it gives me like an 80s movie tournament style type vibe. I don't know. I'll get into that more as I go on. But first, let me remind you that you can also find more comic book content from me at Manny Reads Comics on Instagram. Or if you don't want to watch this video on YouTube, you can listen to it on Spotify and vice versa. That's it. Now, jumping into the comic, it starts off. Well, first off, after the way the last one ended, I'm looking at this cover here, and if you see, you can see the backpack that Flatline has. She's got a heart in it, and it doesn't really state it here, and I don't think it's actually going anywhere. But my first thought after seeing the end of last issue is that Robin's heart that she's got. Is that she literally have Robin's heart? She stole Robin's heart. That's cute. I like that. That's gonna be a headcanon right there. Anyways, moving on. It starts off with Robin waking up and his heart is healing, his body's healing, and he comes back to life. And he's not really sure what's happening, but he finds out from Ravager, who first of all makes fun of him for getting himself killed so quickly, um, and second, she starts to explain what she missed while he was out. First thing and the most obvious thing that I can't believe I didn't even think about this, but no one can die on Lazarus Island. Makes sense. But that is something that she needs to tell him. But that's great. But now she's going to go on the rules of the Lazarus Island tournament. All fights have to be to the death. You can't just go half-ass it or anything. But two, you can only get 3 deaths. So you have 3 strikes and you're out. First death is whatever. Second death, you can leave if you want. If you're like, I don't want to die again, um, you can leave. It's gone. You're done. You're good to go. But if you die a third time, your soul stays on the island, and I don't know if that means you die and you can leave, or I mean, sorry, I don't know if that means that you die permanently, or if you die the third time, your soul stays on the island, but you come back to life, and if you leave, you just don't have a soul. I don't know. Who knows? But that's the second rule. And let's see, number 3 is you can only fight when the sun is up, or more specifically, when the sun shines on the island. I don't know if that wording matters, but I would say that it does. You never know. And lastly, the winner of this tournament wins immortality. So that's the prize that everyone's going for, and it's not too bad. Damian immediately, as soon as he realizes what these rules are, he just kind of tells Ravager, "Shut up, I'm good," and just goes on a killing spree. And by my count, he killed 9 people immediately. He took out 9 people, and and maybe you can fact check me on that number, or if you read it, you can look back and see if I missed something. But yeah, I mean he's cold, and it's kind of ridiculous that he needs that limit taken off. Like he before he goes on the spree, he says, "I can go ahead and kill with no shame or guilt." That's Come on, man. Like no matter what, even if someone comes back to life, you're killing somebody regardless. So I don't really like that right there. But for him, it worked. So whatever. But then at the end of his ninth kill, he looks at Flatline, who's on the beach as well, and kind of just gives him the 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 pointing, "I'm staring at you" kind of thing, like you're next. And she's like, whatever, and goes away. Ravager's like, "You prove your point. You're a killer. Good for you. Nobody cares." Um, and she says, "This is what's happening. You got 5 top contenders. Like the people you just took out, great, whatever. But there's 5 top contenders, and those are Number 5, Respawn, who is this Deathstroke wannabe. Apparently, his fighting style is very chaotic, but it works for him, so watch out for him. Number 4 is some guy named XXL, who looks like he's got some like boxing gloves. They look kind of like metal boxing gloves, but I don't know. He could have some kind of super strength. And she mentions that he comes with an entourage who's always cheering for him and stuff like that. I'm thinking maybe that's his source of strength. I don't know. Like maybe he needs people cheering for him to be strong. We'll find out. Um, Number 3 is Flatline. Surprisingly, I thought she was gonna be like number 2 or 1, but number 3 is Flatline, and she's Lord Deathman's sidekick. Lord Deathman. I don't know if that's a new character or not. I've never heard of this guy. I don't know if I want to know who this guy is. Lord Deathman. I'll leave it at that. Number 2, Black Swan, who apparently killed. She was a dancer, ballerina. She was the White Swan, and apparently killed everybody in her crew and killed the whole audience. And she had no remorse. And now this is what she does. Um, that's kind of weird. Like if she had no training or anything like that, how can she be like one of the top killers? But whatever. I'm not gonna dive too deep into it. And last but not least, number 1, definitely not least, is Hawk, who I guess Connor Hawk, and I'm supposed to know who that is. I'm sorry. While I am Manny Reads comics, I have not read those comics, so I have no idea who Connor Hawk is, what he can do, or anything like that. But right here, he seems to be the most dangerous, and he's under the League of Shadows whim, I guess. I don't know. But they have something on him. Like they said, remember who you serve right before you like almost refused to kill Raptor. And that's another like point for me is that he killed Raptor, and Raptor gave Nightwing a hard time. So the fact that he can overpower Raptor, maybe it's the fact that killing is on the table. But still, the killing's on the table for Raptor too, so he should become more powerful. Either way, he took him out, so that's a pretty good feat. Um, He's also, I feel like he's dressed like Robin. I don't know if that means anything or if that's something from his past that I should know about, but I don't. But he looks like he's dressed like Robin. Um, that that take whatever you want from that, I guess. Um, so Ravager, after telling Damian all these people, she offers to train Damian. Says, you did good, but if all you have is what you just showed by killing these 9 people, it's not enough, and I can train you. Robin says, well, "Aren't you a threat? Like what are you here for?" And also just in general, just I don't need you. I'm the son of Batman, and he's very cocky. And for someone who doesn't want to be around Batman anymore or something, he really throws Batman's weight around, and he needs to get over that. If he wants. And he's also still calling himself Robin. I don't understand what is going through him, but he refuses the training from Ravager and goes into his dorm, and he waits for the nighttime to come around so he can sneak around the island because he's got his own mission. He's not here just for the tournament. He's got his own mission. So as he's sneaking around, Flatline sees him, decides to join him, and then they just banter back and forth. And Flatline's very not very. She's very Harley Quinn like with the jokes and stuff. She doesn't go too far over it, but she's just joking. She's there to have a good time, and it's not bad. Um, but Robin's not having any of it, and he's like, "You're lucky that it's nighttime, so we can't fight. I'd kill you right now." Um, but she sneaks into wherever Robin's going with him, and then they discover the Lazarus pit that's on that island, and Robin says that it's the largest pit that has ever seen, and he questions or he asks out loud, "Is this why grandfather and mother didn't tell me about this?" And that's a weird thing to say. I don't know. It just really caught my eye. But as they're leaving, Damian is still talking to Alfred, and that's kind of sad. Obviously, Alfred's dead, but he's kind of become Damian's conscious. Even though it is Alfred's voice, he's still refusing to listen, and That's ridiculous. You know, Alfred's voice said, "All right, it's time to call your father. You've discovered the pit. You know, you need to bring in the big guns, basically." And Robin's like, "No, go away. I'm gonna take care of this myself. This is my case. I'm gonna figure this out." And as he says that, he gets caught in a net by Ravager. He gets out of it, but she basically says, "This proves my point. You need my training. Follow me." And they start walking towards the another side of the island. And Robin's like, "What is that smell? It stinks. I don't know." And she just says, "You know, this. I saw your book, your manga, and I realized that you do need my training, and I'm gonna teach you something that your father could never teach you, anything like that." And I'm in my head, I'm just saying like, "Oh man, she's gonna teach him how to kill, the art of killing, blah blah blah." And then we like kind of get like the uh, curtains open up or whatever, and it's just the rest of the people there partying. Everyone that's a part of the tournament, they're just having a little beach party. And so next issue is gonna be, if you've ever watched any anime or anything like that, we're getting our beach episode. So it looks like we're getting that with the next issue, and I don't know how Robin's gonna do, if he's gonna if he's gonna be able to put on some swim shorts and party with the rest of the people, or is he just gonna um, be pissed the whole time? Who knows? But that's pretty much the whole book. And like I said, it's like a tournament feeling of like an 80s movie. It reminds me of Mortal Kombat, obviously. The whole introduction of every single person, who he's gonna fight. And yeah, 6.5. It's I felt like it was a it's good to see him unleash. That was as much as I didn't like the fact that it took no deaths can happen for him to unleash. It was good to see him do it, and maybe it was good for him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Characters so far are great, every single one of them. No one's done anything too annoying or anything like that. The only negative I have for this is that Damian continues to be too cocky, and I understand that is his character. That's who Damian is. That's why people love him. That's why people hate him. But at this moment, I don't like it. He needs to get over it. He has failed in becoming the the demon's head or whatever that Ra's al Ghul wanted him to be. He has failed being the leader of Teen Titans, and he has failed being a Robin in general. And he had to even quit. Um, so he's got a lot of failures just stacking up, and for him to be this cocky, "Oh, I'm the son of Batman," whatever, we're not seeing it. So he needs to dial it down a little bit, get some grace, get some humbleness in him, learn from Ravager, whatever she can teach him, and improve why he has that cockiness, you know. um but yeah, that's it. I like the book, and I did enjoy reading it. And maybe you will too. Who knows? All right, but that's it. Thank you so much. You guys have a good one.